think this is aesthetically pleasing, so this is what we're gonna go with. Hey guys, it's been a minute since I've made a video. Um, I'm recording on my phone just because, like over the last few months, I've recorded a lot of videos, taken a lot of pictures, created a lot of shit, and haven't really like done anything with it. So I just felt like this was the only thing that made the most sense to just kind of like, I don't know, do because it doesn't really require me editing. It doesn't really require me doing anything except sitting down, making sure like the I don't know, like the concept of what is being recorded looks decent, and then going for it. So here I am. I don't really have anything to talk about in particular. So I kind of wish that I would have thought that out a little bit more. So I guess I'm just gonna kind of talk about what has been like going on with me, and I'm doing that more so as a way to connect to certain people or validate other people's feelings that might be, you know, going through a similar thing as me. So here we go. So I returned back from the Peace Corps. I returned back from June, and then I was released from the Peace Corps in July because I was medically separated, which was, it was like multiple feelings in that. It was like both really sad because that was something that I had really wanted to do my whole life, and I mean I did it, so I don't feel like I failed. I definitely accomplished completing it, and also too, like the things that led up to me not completing my service were also just kind of a good enough reason for me to need to get the fuck out of there. So that happened. And after that, I kind of felt like it wasn't handled the best way. And maybe I'll make another video about like I actually made a video about my Peace Corps service, but again, haven't really edited anything. So maybe I need to do a sit down like this in front of my phone where I don't have to edit it again. But so I recorded that, and I just don't think I'm quite comfortable enough yet, like stringing along my words to like actually really talk about that experience. So that happened in July, and I was just really trying to like live up, coming back home. I came back like to Chicago a few days after my birthday, so I just turned 25, which I feel like I have kind of perpetuated what everyone always talks about, going through a quarter life crisis and shit just hitting the fan. I kind of feel like my 20s have been that, and I think that's a lot of, though I think the fact that I know that that is a reality is definitely like noticeable in just like the way that I do things. So part of the reason why I enjoy traveling or enjoy creating or enjoy like self-expression and how I express myself, whether that be through clothes or whatever, is largely due to the fact that I feel like I continuously go through crisis in my life. So coming back, I got to spend time with my sister and a lot of time with myself, which was kind of funny too, because I felt like that was just an extension of what I was doing in the Peace Corps. Because while I was there, I don't really feel like I was doing what it's made out that you're supposed to do whenever you are in Peace Corps. And whenever I would speak to other volunteers, like no one thought that that's what it was supposed to be like. So everything was completed, and it was a little bit of a struggle, and again, I'll probably talk about that later. I got a job maybe, July, August, September, October, about 3 or 4 months after, I guess it depends on when you consider when I officially came back home, which is pretty good. I received my NCE, so that's my non-competitive eligibility, and was able to get a job with the government, and I have that security and like all of that stuff, which is like fine. But I still feel like, and I know this isn't just me, because I hear the people that I work with, like the older people around me, talking about like how millennials are so entitled and not really satisfied with anything. And it kind of like, I just read David Goggins' book, and it's funny because first off, that book is kind of like what has given me like this gumption, I think, that I am having lately. But yeah, that just kind of like made me pinpoint the fact that I hear older folks talk about like the younger generation. It's funny because it's like I am one of the few young people there, so it's like this is essentially said so I can hear it, and I don't really feel any type of way about it, because the way I see it is, okay, so I don't really have a problem with any of these things that are being said, because at the end of the day, I mean, every generation has been talked bad about, and older people talk about everybody, and people don't understand a lot of people, and that's just what it is, and that's the reason why the world continues to get better, or even if it doesn't get better, it continues to change. So like whenever I hear people say that, especially older people, I'm like, did you fucking forget that you were young like not that long ago? Especially like older people who are like 37, like you technically are still young. You sound crazy. Anyway, so I don't know, I think just being in this situation that I kind of desired for a point, or at a point, and it was just kind of expedited because in my mind I'm still supposed to be in my service, has just been really awkward and just like super uncomfortable. And I think that's like heightening it for me. I also just think that I'm struggling to know what it actually is that I really want to like do, or what my life is really supposed to be like. So just everything is really uncomfortable. I think that's just the best way to put it. I've started to, which is another reason why I kind of thought about recording on my phone directly to YouTube. I really hope this works, but I started to like make video diaries that I just record on my phone and like don't do anything with, and maybe this will be that, just as a way for me to like, I've always struggled with my feelings and actually talking to people, especially outside of my sister, about like how I feel, and I just am not honest or truthful with what I'm feeling, because at the end of the day, no matter what feeling I'm feeling, it has to go back to be hard and don't let that really be seen, and handle that however you want to handle it, but nobody needs to really know how you feel. Even if I am like opening up, I still build that up like, but now I'm good, like I'm always gonna be good and nothing's really gonna bother me. And it doesn't make sense because I'll be talking about stuff and it's bothering me. So just this time is just really confusing, and really uncomfortable, and I don't think that I know that I'm not the exception. So like other people have to be going through this, and I just feel like I've gone through different phases in my life where I've been like tested by other people, right? And I don't always handle that the best, but I think that the test that I have gotten from other people, like I am really proud of my growth as a person. And I'm also like not proud of things that I've done in the pretty like close future. I feel like I have been broken down, and I think that right now I'm just handling all of these things really well, and I can acknowledge that and be really proud of myself in a lot of ways. But in other ways, I do feel like because of the issues that I have with dealing with my emotion, I might handle certain things toxically. So just being uncomfortable in relationships, for example, and trying to talk through different things and talking through them, like actually mustering up the strength to talk through things that I don't typically talk through, and being just like misunderstood. I just always have this struggle with being the like misfit and being misunderstood, and the shit just really hurts. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I perpetuate that on myself, like the fact that I don't really know what it is that I want to do with my life, and I thought I really did, and then I went down there and it's like maybe this is not what I really want to do, but it's like it is. I just don't really know the method and how it's supposed to go. So this is just that quarter life crisis apparently, and I don't really know what else to say. But I just feel like this is good. Not even feel like anybody else but me. I think that this is a good way to hold myself accountable, to remember, to continue to create, to continue to tell my story, which is like the main thing I really wanted to even do on YouTube. Like tell my story in a way where it helps other people, like ways in which that I've gained a sense of self-esteem, or have gained a sense of community, or gained just like a sense of self-love with spirituality, or with healthy eating, or even like maybe I'll start doing like fashion stuff. I don't know, because just the way that I present myself to the world, to me, is therapy in a lot of ways. Being that I am such an introvert, and I don't know, like just my personality in general, I think is really different. And again, I don't think that I am the exception in the world. I think that it can't just be me. There have to be other people like me. But I just think that I can be really different and really misunderstood by a lot of people. And that shit fucking sucks, because sometimes I even feel like I don't understand myself. I think I misunderstand myself all the time, and I am not the nicest person to myself. So I'm also like going through this thing where I'm like, do I just want to get off of social media to an extent? Like I just went through my Instagram and unfollowed accounts that aren't really the best for me. And I do that like periodically a lot, because I fall into like other traps where I'm like, I want to see things because it helps me create and grow, and like just see things, and not have, because I am an introvert, so I don't actually get to see people and like see what people go through. So the best way to do that is like to look at it online. The only social media account that I really have is Instagram, because I have a Facebook, but that's really just for Peace Corps. And I have 2 Instagrams, my personal one, and then what was supposed to be my Peace Corps travel one, which is starting to turn into like vaguely art, vaguely like me not posting enough. And then I have a secret account that I think I actually do want to start posting on, where no one actually really follows it that knows me, and like if it gains a community, that's cool. I think I just kind of want to be able to like do stuff without people like having an audience of people that I really know, and like warping a lot of me into things that I might, like, you know, for example, right, whenever you're around your parents, you censor yourself, and it's like, it's not that that's not true, you just are censoring yourself for that audience to make them feel comfortable, especially whenever you are an empathetic person, or you respect or value people. Like certain things you just kind of edit and like warp so it's better. So I'm just starting to think like, I think a lot of what is done in life and what is done on these like platforms is to really make people happy, like make everybody else happy but yourself, and to not really do what it is that you need to do, and you think that you're doing what's best for people, but it's like, what if what's best for everyone is just for us to be ourselves? Which I'm pretty sure that's exactly all it is. So I just think that I really want to start tapping into that and tuning into that, and maybe just like doing these little things. I like looked at one of my videos and started to like cringe, because I'm just like, I just don't really understand. I just don't get it. And even like on my lives on Instagram, it's like, it's not that this isn't just me, but sometimes I'm just like, girl, what? All of this is me. But it's just like, I just think that like these platforms do something weird. So sometimes the best audience is really having no audience, and sometimes you still want to put the things out there just for like, you know, little things that the people that actually need to see it will see, and people that actually don't. this is like kind of off topic too, but I remember whenever I first started following Shameless Maya, and she did this whole like shameless self-promotion for a year thing. I kind of think that this is gonna just be like shameless. I don't want to use that word because she did, but that's the best one I can think of. Like, or like unapologetically being myself and like really exploring all of what that means, and really exploring like my feelings and not being afraid of that, or like what that looks like. So that I want to do a figure competition next year. I want to do a bikini competition. And I have been really in shape and like falling off of that. But whenever I was in shape, I wasn't in the best mental shape. And now I think that I'm in pretty decent mental shape. I am kind of going through a crisis. So it's like I just need to be doing stuff and doing all these things that I want to do. So I'm excited that I am doing that. I'm working, which is, I mean, it's fine. That's just what you got to do. I want to create more, which is like, this is something that is, you know, getting into that. I've been focusing a lot on clearing up my skin, and maybe I'll like talk about that, add videos. I can't do that on my phone, I'm pretty sure. I gotta like, even if I record on my phone, gotta throw pictures of that so y'all can see how crazy my skin was, but it's come a long way. Maybe even talking about like PCOS is something that might be interesting. I don't know, I just wanna be able to like put content out there and not really give a fuck how it is accepted or whatever it is. And yeah, I just kind of want to say, like, all of us out there that might be going through like, I don't know, like an internal battle or a crisis with yourself, or on a self-love journey, which basically all this is to say, like, I am on that journey of self-love and self-understanding and just really being kinder to myself. Like, all of us that are on that, like, do what feels good for you in the moment. All right, y'all, I'm losing daylight, but I think I actually really enjoyed the way this looks. I kind of like that like grit grain, and y'all are seeing my like 70s chic place, so yeah. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this, hold me accountable, like just go in on me, respectfully. Yeah, my hair is also looking great. I can't remember if I said that, but self-love, I'm really liking the way I look now, and that's really great. The next video will have more of it'll make more sense. It'll have more of a theme. I don't even really know what to like title this, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.